You are watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We have some breaking news to get to in today's show. The Giants, they have brought back a legend to the roster. We're going to break that down in a second, but they did release their injury report just a couple of minutes ago. We're going to break down everything on the injury report, get you guys up to date with everything you need to know going into week one. But first, speaking of week one, I want to know who you're rolling with. Who do you got coming out of Sunday with a W? I eat a W right now, Jameis Winston style, if it meant the Giants got a win. So I want to ask everyone watching right now, who do you got winning the football game this Sunday, week one? Giants, Titans. Type NYG for the Giants. Type TEN for the Titans. If you type TEN, you're probably a fraud and you're on the wrong channel. Let me know who you got winning, NYG, TEN. Before we get to the injury report, we have some breaking news on the channel. And I'm going to give a shout out to my guy Harrison Graham. Woo, woo, woo. The Giants have re-signed a legend. It is Sandro Platzgummer. I know you guys are big fans of our guy Sandro Platzgummer. He was released a couple of days ago from the active roster, and everybody was up in arms. Marsh, are we going to bring him back? Is he going to make the practice squad? And I said, everybody, just relax. 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 Because our guy, Superman, Sandro Platzgummer, is back on the Giants practice squad. You can have up to 16 players on the practice squad, but because Sandro Platzgummer is part of the International Player Pathway Program, the Giants can now go up to 17 players on the practice squad, and that's what they're sitting at right now. So let's run through the rest of the practice squad. You got Sandro Platzgummer, but let's go through the other 16 names. You got the UDFA, tight end, 6'8", Austin Allen. You got Ryder Anderson out of Katy, Texas. That's where legends are made. You got Marcus Johnson, who was claimed a couple of days ago. You got the UDFA, Ja'Shawn Corbin out of Florida State, the former third-round draft pick, Wyatt Davis. You got Max Garcia, who was signed in free agency of the Arizona Cardinals. You got the UDFA, Zion Gilbert, and Will Holden on the offensive line. You got 8 more guys. Tony Jefferson, the vet. I think he'll be moved up to the active roster pretty soon here. Probably doubtful for week one. I think it's a little bit late in the game, but I do think he will be moved up to the active 53 very, very soon. You also got Henry Mondo, Fabian Morrow, another veteran defensive back that the Giants signed a couple of days ago. You also got Khalil Pimpleton, the Hard Knocks legend from the Detroit Lions. He's going to be on the Giants practice squad this year. And Quincy Roche, probably the guy I'm happiest most about being on this practice squad after being a 6th-round draft pick in the 2021 draft out of Miami, selected by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Didn't make their 53-man roster last year, and Dave Gettleman scooped him up. One of his better moves. I thought he was a good football player, but he hasn't really found his footing yet, I would say, with this new regime. He was getting less reps than a guy like O'Shane Ximenez, and that landed him on the practice squad. You also got Trenton Thompson and the legend Davis Webb and the outside linebacker Chuck Wiley. But I want everybody to show our guy Sandro some love, because he has battled, he has fought. He had a great run in week one against the New England Patriots, set up the game-winning field goal. I love me some Sandro Platzgummer, and I know you do too. If you're happy he's back on the Giants practice squad, I want you to type 34 in the comments section. That's his jersey number. Spam it in the comments if you're happy that the Giants legend, Sandro Platzgummer, is back on the practice squad. And this is why you subscribe, because when there's breaking news, when there's rumors, when there's a trade, when there's a roster move, when there's a transaction, it doesn't matter what we're doing. We're going to stop, drop, and roll and get you guys a Giants video as soon as possible. So if you're looking for a one-stop on YouTube that does nothing but cover the New York Giants, hit that big red button and help Giants Now get to 12,000 subscribers. We're trying to do it for Davis Webb. Let's get to the injury report, though. Probably the biggest news of the day outside of Sandro Platzgummer being re-signed to the New York Giants. Sterling Shepard is expected to play this Sunday. What a turnaround for Shepard. He tore his Achilles back in December of last year. Still nursing that, but he's been back at practice for a couple of weeks. And Brian Daboll said today that Sterling Shepard will play week one. And that's good for the Giants, because Shepard, when healthy, is one of the best slot receivers in the NFL, in my opinion. I know his biggest knock on him is availability, and the best ability is availability. I say it all the time, but when he's available, he is a productive football player. Go back and look what he did in the first 2 games of the 2021 season. In the first 2 contests, he had 16 receptions, 207 yards, 13 yards per catch, and a touchdown. And then he got hurt a little bit. I know that's something that always holds Sterling Shepard back. But I truly believe when this guy is healthy, he can be a productive football player. And I think he is built to play in this offense, the hybrid of Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka's offense. And the Giants, quite frankly, they're going to need him to play big football. Because you got Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard, Kadarius Toney, and Wan'Dale Robinson as the 4 big names on the Giants wide receiver depth chart. Then you got guys like Richie James, David Sills, and Darius Slayton. We do not have Wan'Dale Robinson pictured, but he is on the roster. Don't worry about that. It's supposed to be a depth 4, but it's all good. Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard, Kadarius Toney, Wan'Dale Robinson, and the other 3 guys. I'm excited, though, to see Sterling Shepard back on the football field this weekend wearing Giants blue. If you are, I want you to type 3 in the comments section. Show Sterling Shepard some love. He's the longest tenured Giant on this roster, and he has battled back time and time again from injury, and this time he's back, and let's hope that he stays back. Type 3 in the comments section to show our guy, Sterling Shepard, some love. Let's go through the defensive linemen on the injury report. You got Kavon Thibodeaux, who's still dealing with that knee injury, sprained his MCL in week 2 of the preseason. And we also got Azeez Ojulari, who is still nursing that leg injury that he suffered in practice a couple of weeks ago. If you asked me yesterday, I would have said that Kavon Thibodeaux was probably out, and I would have said Azeez Ojulari was probably in. But after practice today, and Jordan Renan tweeted this out, I'm not nearly as confident as I was yesterday. He said, the outside linebackers, Kavon Thibodeaux dealing with the knee, and Azeez Ojulari dealing with the calf, did very little during the portion of practice, which was open to the media. A long way to go for them for Sunday. And that's probably the worst case scenario for the Giants, because those are probably your best 2 young pieces on this defense outside of Xavier McKinney. I love me some Kavon Thibodeaux. I love me some Azeez Ojulari. And those were the guys that were supposed to carry this defensive line. And when you look at this depth chart, you're going to have guys now like O'Shane Ximenez, Jihad Ward, undrafted free agent Tom and Fox step up. And the guy that's got to step up the most is Leonard Williams, big number 99 after he got that contract restructure. He's going to be the 13th highest player in the NFL next season. He's got to earn his bread this season. But the Giants, they need Azeez Ojulari back. Because when you look at what he did in his rookie season, I would say he exceeded all expectations. 49 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 8 sacks, 1 forced fumble. Azeez Ojulari as a rookie was one of the best kept secrets in the NFL. Hopefully he can be back week 1 or come back maybe week 2. Either way, the Giants need him back because 8 sacks as a rookie, that's something you look to build on going into your sophomore campaign. We said 8 sacks for Azeez in his rookie year. Which one of these guys, though, in this year is going to have the most sacks? Who of these guys will finish the season with the most sacks? Type 99 for Leonard Williams, 51 for Azeez Ojulari, or number 5 for the rookie, King Kayvon Thibodeaux. Last player to get to on the injury report from today. I also want to make it clear, all of these guys were limited participants at Giants practice today being Wednesday. Dane Belton, still coming back from that collarbone injury, was wearing a red non-contact practice jersey today, but he was doing some drills on air. So I'm catching some interceptions, tracking the ball, getting some individual work, and that's a good sign. And I expect him to get back to the lineup sooner rather than later. But when you take a look at this Giants safety depth chart, there's only 3 healthy safeties on the roster. You got Xavier McKinney, the X-Man, one of the best safeties in the NFL. The only safety last year in the NFL to have more than 90 tackles, more than 10 pass breakups, and 5 interceptions. He's going to have to play like a freaking stud this year. You got Julian Love playing a different role than he usually does, more so at the strong safety spot this year. I like him best at nickel corner, but he's just a versatile player, and he can play well all over the football field. And then you got Jason Pinnock, who the Giants claimed off of waivers a couple of weeks ago. He was a part of the New York Jets. Now he turned in his ugly green, and he turned it in for the beautiful blue. But back to Dane Belton, it sounds like he could be ready to play come week 2, and that's a big sign for the New York Giants. I had Belton penciled in as a guy that was going to be that third safety. Giants running a lot of those 3 safety sets kind of like they did back when they won the Super Bowl under Steve Spagnuolo. And I thought they were going to deploy kind of a similar set this year, 3 safeties with Belton, Love, and McKinney. But since he broke his collarbone or clavicle, I love saying that word, sounds like he's going to be out for week 1, but could be ready to play as soon as week 2 against the Carolina Panthers and Baker Mayfield. I'd love to see the rookie Dane Belton pick off Baker Mayfield. That is the end of today's show. So I want to know, are you a real one? Are you? Did you make it to the end of the show? If you did, drop a real one in the comment section right now. What's a real one? It's someone that makes it to the end of every video, watches every video, likes every video, subscribes, and just is a real ass person. If that's you, type a real one in the comments right now.